Hi, I have a rant for you today. I think balance has become a issue that cannot be ignored anymore. The balance creep, especially. So I win probably 95% of my games. I'm not saying that to boast. I'm also usually really good at other games. I GM in League. I hit GM in StarCraft. I think similar in other games. And I cannot, for the life of me, with the Tyranids, beat a equally skilled opponent on these. Even if they're worse than me, I struggle. Even BA to Necron, Orcs to some of these, like, this is still a bit of a challenge. And as Necron and Cadia, I'm on like a 40 game win streak. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too busted. It's like you got an extra 200 points or 250 points or something. Whew, and now we got sisters here. Oh baby, it's too much. I haven't, I've only played them once, but I've got a suspicion they are unbeatable by a good player. They it's I think I put them in the new Narnia tier because that's where they are. That's where they live. So as you see, balance. Okay, I love Battle Sector. Don't get me. I'm gonna be whining, but I love Battle Sector. I just want it to be balanced enough that you can have a chance with all the races. I know with a tiny community, it's never going to be it's never going to be perfect or even smooth balance. You know, it will need a bigger player pool and a ranked system for that to happen. But at the very very least, this what it is now is way too. It's too much. It's crazy zone. Um, Also, to help my credibility a little bit, I play all the races except sisters. I just don't have them. I know that would be very, very important right now with their update. But I won a few tournaments. I think the last one with all the races, I have a pretty good understanding of all of them. Also, balance is so bad. This is not just a small change. This is a between tiers is a pretty significant, especially the OP tier is pretty significant. Um, also, okay, now let's talk about the sisters changes real quick. So before you could kill half a squad and leave them because now they have a ton of evasion, and it's pointless to waste ammunition on that. At least that creates like a outplay opportunity. But now the way their momentum works, if you leave them, they will overcharge and do actually more damage than if you didn't touch them at all. So now there's no decision to outplay them. Now you just have to always focus them down. Um, you also can no longer predict their 2 CP move out. So those are two skill-based outplay opportunities that are now gone. That's, I think, bad for the bad design. I'm not talking about design too much though, because I think balance is simply based off numbers, and the game design is differently. I think people confuse them, but it's really one or the other. And this rework was a bit of both. Um, but for what it's worth, I think that's bad design. Swarm is also obsolete against their armor buff, because they keep getting more armor. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Oh, one more thing. Okay, I'm gonna go rapid fire mode. Noobsauce unhinged. Get ready. So, uh, tournaments. Why aren't they 2K, 8 turn limit, uh, 80 points limit? You know, if it's not that, give us something. Give us some standard mode to give us a benchmark to practice towards. I want to play this competitively. I know that's I'm not a toxic competitive, but I like to improve I like to keep improving. And when there's no benchmark, you cannot do that. I've actually been waiting for a tournament, a standard tournament for the last 6 months. I'm continuously disappointed when I see it, conqueror mode as the tournament. I don't want to play that. I don't play those. So I'd like that to change. Corn also, as you see, it's down here. It's only here because it can get cheesed. If you rush them with speeders, with piranha fusion, with copters, I know that sounds stupid, but it's true. If you rush them, they cannot summon. They don't have time to summon. So you need to buff the soul grinder in order to uh, defend off that cheese. I think soul grinder could use, take it down 30 points, honestly, or something. I don't know. But that's why they're down here. If you are, newer to the game or not extremely competitive, they're probably up here. You don't have to worry too much. Um, what else did I want to say? The auto bolter is going to be OP. That change for the intercessor. Necron could get taken down to 30% resurrection, and they'd be down here. Cadia, you could remove their passive momentum buff, and they'd be here. Because right now you can sit back and wait 3 turns, get 30 momentum, and simply walk up and overcharge with all your big stuff and just win the game. Sisters, I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this pans out, but I think it's a mess. I think it's a mess here. Also, one more thing about the sisters that bugs me. Okay, good design is Tyranids. It's up to the Tyranid player to go, okay, Synapse, I've got to figure out how that works. Okay, but the opponent just has to kill shit. Sisters, on the other hand, you've got a plethora of buffs the opponent has to know the ins and out of. Like if they have evasion, you ideally want to hit this. You want to last hit them with a melee from the back to get 100% hit chance to go through the evasion, and that's how you want to finish the squad. For example, like that's already really complex. Pistol rules, you throw all this stuff on it, all these random buffs. It's just bad design. I think it's not intuitive, or it's okay, it's not intuitive design. I'm not sure if it's good design or bad design, but it's not intuitive. That's more of a nitpick that bugs me. While I'm at it, orcs are too rangy. They're too shooty. They should be more melee focused. Um, Melee in general is kind of, as you see, all the shooty stuff is up here. I guess tower could be up here, but I think you have to think to make them work. Okay, I think that's all the stuff I wanted to say. It's kind of been building up for the last little bit. I think I've been mostly disappointed that there's no standard tournament I can play. Um, I've been playing mostly Tyranids. I've been mostly playing corn and weak stuff to make the game interesting. I don't play competitively anymore. I think I have better competitive options for games. Battle Sector is just not there right now. There's no point in playing competitively when you can win every single time with these guys, or almost every time with these guys. That's just how it is. So please do some balancing. Um, you can comment. I'm not going to respond. This stuff really stresses me out. I just I feel some responsibility just to say this because it's gone to a point where it's too much. Like it's too much. It used to be like this. It used to be fine. Yeah, Necron. Okay, I would just pick Necron into them or BA into them. Now it's like all of this. Even orcs, if played right, are frustrating. It's too much. It's all over the place. As you see, this is the not balanced at all. Balance. Everything should be in the same row or close to it. This is the least balance I've seen in the game so far. Okay, that's all for me. That's it. That is everything. I said it all. I spilled the beans.